Welcome back or welcome to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Ashley. I'm so happy that you decided to click this video and see what it's all about. I hope that you take a peek around my channel and you come to find that this is just a safe place for you on your journey. That journey can be rough and difficult and lonely and so many things. But here, you're safe because I have been through that. I know. So welcome. And anybody that is coming back, we're going to talk about something a little tough today. But stick with me here. I've been thinking a lot about the way we correct each other as humans. I know. But it's easy to fall into the trap of thinking correction means pointing out all mistakes. But when I look at God and how God corrects us, I realize it's so much deeper that the way He did it, how He did it, is just so much different than what we do as humans sometimes. So we're going to look at Zacchaeus. I think he is a perfect example. He was a tax collector. He was hated by so many for his greed and corruption. He literally made a living off the backbones of the oppressed. I can only imagine. But when Jesus came through Jericho, He didn't give him a lecture. He didn't call Zacchaeus out in front of everyone. No, Jesus saw him up in that tree, and instead of pointing out all his wrongs, He invited him down, saying, I must stay at your house today. That invitation to come closer, that's how Jesus corrects. It's not about shaming, about making someone feel like they don't belong. It's about showing love and grace and inviting people to experience a relationship with God that leads them to change. Not because they've been forced, but because they've been loved into it. It's easy to forget that, isn't it? How often do we correct others by pointing out their flaws first, by making them feel like they're too far gone or not good enough? I know I've been guilty of this. We can sometimes make it about us, about feeling right, instead of making it about love and understanding. But God doesn't do that. He doesn't see us as our mistakes. He doesn't see us as failures. He sees us as His beloved. And when we're corrected by Him, it's not to break us down, but to build us up, to draw us closer to who we are meant to be in Him. In Galatians 6:1, we're called to restore others gently. It says, if someone is caught up in sin, you who live by the Spirit should restore that person gently. This isn't about pointing fingers. It's about coming alongside them in love, guiding them, gently inviting them to change, just like Jesus did with Zacchaeus. So when we feel the urge to correct someone, let's ask ourselves, am I leading with love or judgment? It's not about being right or making the other person feel wrong. It's about loving them right where they are with grace, just like God does for us. And when we're the ones being corrected, let's not resist it because it's uncomfortable. Let's ask, is this from God? Is this an invitation to grow closer to Him? We are all works in progress. And God uses that correction, not as punishment, but as an invitation to become more like Him. That was me a little over a week ago, and that's what sparked this whole conversation. I'm in this too. Anything that I talk about is because I went through it, and I feel like God wants everybody to know. So it was a situation where I felt very much my point was proven. I really felt God put it in me to open my mouth and say something, and me knowing already how that outcome would be. So I did. When it was over, I was just so pumped. Like I knew it. I knew it wasn't me. It's not just me. I knew it. I was so sure. So I got on my phone and I let it all out to this person I've been speaking to for a while. I feel like this person is just such a gift from God, a safe place sent to me. It was not just the response, it was how they responded, which, let me say, it must have taken some courage because it was not what I expected and not what I wanted to hear. And I could sense they knew this. They were nervous in how they were responding, caring, and very careful. It was absolutely what I needed to hear, though. The way I needed to hear it, the way God needed me to see it. They met me right where I was. They heard me, they seen me, and they cared enough to ask if maybe I was seeing everything through my hurt eyes. I responded thanking them for pulling me out of this selfish, everyone thinks I'm world that I've been living in. That I literally feel like I go into every situation with a dagger ready for it. Like, here I am, this is what it is, let's go. And it's so true. And right then, I was transformed. God used them that day. And here I am now, closer to Him for it. So let's make a choice to reflect God's heart in our correction, both when we're giving it and when we're receiving it. Not harsh, not condemning, but loving, gentle, and transformative. Because that's how God changes hearts. And isn't that the goal after all? That's it. That's all I have for you. I hope that you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope it made sense. Because that's exactly what it is. God didn't make people change. Jesus didn't sit with people. And I'm sure some of them looked away, yeah, because they knew. But He didn't force them to change. By the time Jesus was done with them, they wanted to change. My whole life, I thought I had to change everything about me to be a follower. And yes, so much had to be changed. But by the time I got there, I wanted to change for Him. I needed to change for Him. And I hope you reach that too. It is emotional and it is so worth it. And that's what I want for you. I'm going to go before I get all emotional and ramble because I'm just bad at goodbyes and y'all know that.